When Fight Club came out on October 15, 1999, it received mixed reviews and was initially seen as a financial disappointment. But after its theatrical run, a large number of DVD viewers discovered a humorous, anti-corporate, modern take on the vintage coming-of-age story that demanded multiple views. Today, How They Changed bring you some things you may not have known about the cult classic. The idea for Fight Club started with an actual fight. Chuck Palahniuk was inspired to write the book Fight Club after a camping incident with his friends. When Palahniuk complained to some other campers that they were playing their radio too loudly, a brawl broke out. Even though Chuck's face was smashed up, none of his co-workers the Monday after the incident acknowledged that he looked any different. Edward Norton and David Fincher compared Fight Club to The Graduate. Norton said that he noticed a parallel between Fight Club and The Graduate after reading the book for the first time, particularly that both are stories of youthful dislocation where the protagonist struggles to figure out the answer to the question of how to be happy. Director David Fincher also found some similarities, but felt that while both involve an everyman trying to find the right path, Fight Club is a 90s inverse of the story, where the everyman does not have a world of possibilities in front of him. He had no possibilities, he literally cannot imagine a way to change his life. Influenced by Norton and Fincher's findings, a producer initially considered The Graduate screenwriter Buck Henry to adapt Palahniuk's book, but Palahniuk disagreed with the idea. Ultimately, Jim Mules was given the honor. Brad Pitt's salary was 7 times higher than his co-stars. Russell Crowe was considered to play Tyler Durden and had met with a producer to discuss the part, but it was Brad Pitt who ended up with the role, adding $17.5 million to his bank account in the process. Edward Norton was cast by Fincher because of his performance in The People vs. Larry Flynt, and took the studio's offer of $2.5 million. David Fincher met with Julia Louis-Dreyfus for the role of Marla, and she didn't know who he was. There were a lot of alleged potential Marla singers. 20th Century Fox wanted Winona Ryder, but it didn't work out. Fincher initially preferred Janeane Garofalo, but the script made her uncomfortable. Courtney Love wanted the role, but complications stemming from dating Norton at the time muddled things. Reese Witherspoon was deemed too young by the director, and she turned the role down anyway. Fincher also met with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who was still playing Elaine Benes on Seinfeld at the time. Even though he had already directed Say 7N and The Game by then, Fincher believed that she didn't know who he was, admitting that he felt like a fucking loser. The role ended up going to Helena Bonham Carter, thanks to her performance in The Wings of the Dove. Pitt and Norton took boxing and soap-making classes to prepare. Knowing that he could afford to get them fixed again, Brad Pitt had his pieces of his front teeth chipped off to play Tyler Durden. According to the DVD commentary featuring the two, Norton and Pitt both took soap-making classes from a boutique company called Auntie Godmother. They also took basic lessons in boxing, taekwondo, and grappling, topping it all off with watching hours of mixed martial arts fights. They weren't the only ones watching mixed martial arts to prepare for the film. Makeup artist Julie Pierce studied the fights to see what kind of makeup effects were going to be necessary. The right-handed Pierce also learned how to do her job with her left hand at the insistence of Bonham Carter, who believed that Marla would not be good at, or care about, putting on makeup.